Hey everyone, welcome to the premiere edition of Writing Divas. I am Michelle Villery, also known as Ty Langston, and with me is my lovely co-host and good friend Tigress Eden.
Hi.
So before we get started, how you doing today?
Me, it's been a long, crazy week. I'm just glad it's almost over. Tomorrow's my Friday. Woohoo!
Oh, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
On my Wednesday, I'm so tired.
Oh.
Long day, and I was up, and to let people know what I've been doing, why I haven't been on social media is I have a book release coming out in the next few weeks. It's called Knocked Out, and when we released it, it was part of Red Hot and Boom, but I expanded, and it's going to be out August 26th, and I just literally very, very early this morning finished like the final act of it, and I hope everyone likes it, and I'm so
Is it up for
excited.
is it up for pre-order?
It is up on pre-order. I'm going to, in fact, what I'll do in the event section on Facebook, I will post the pre-order links. It is available for pre-order.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I will put the link up because they have this new thing called Showcase.
Oh,
So that
okay.
way, if we have any viewers out there,
Mhm.
they will be able to see it.
Very good. Very good. And by the way, everyone, pretty much the book is available on pre-order at Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, iTunes, Kobo. You can pretty much get it anywhere. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'll be talking about it probably a lot more in the weeks to come. But for now, we are going to just, we had a poll. When we first started the Writing Divas, we decided to do these weekly polls. And one of the things before we go into the questions that we got from Sylvain Reynard was, you know what do you guys like to see on social media? Are you these type of people that like put your whole business out there, or are you this person that just look here and there?
That's really random.
Mm,
Oh, okay. No, no, no. I'm looking at the showcase feed. If there's any viewers on, they can see it. I was like,
okay.
it says your link knocked out, but it's showing, I guess, other items that are similar to it as well.
Oh,
I
that's
think that's
weird.
what it's doing.
Oh.
So I was just a little bit concerned. I was like, I don't see her cover.
And I will have a full cover reveal on Monday, but in case people haven't seen the cover, you'll be officially seeing it Monday. But it is up on pre-order, so we'll see it anyways. But yeah, we did that poll question. Remember, T? That was
I do remember
do
the
you
poll
put your
question.
I mean, what do you think of that? And people putting their whole business out there. It's a double-edged sword because sometimes you have family and you put certain things out there and you're like, okay, I get that because you know what, you're not in that area. But
Right.
then there are things that you see, like ratchet stuff, as we say constantly, that you guys will, as we go on to this further and further, you guys will see what we're talking about. Um, some things that just go, what the about?
Oh, so you want me to answer what I think?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Let's see. How do I say this? Excuse my office, by the way. I'm packing, so things are kind of like all over the place. Like you said, it's a double-edged sword. It really does. I think it depends on. I think it depends on the individual who's posting, as well as the receiver of the message that the individual is posting. I see feeds all the time with just, as you said, ratchet stuff. And I guess maybe ratchet's a harsh word to some people, but I just feel like there are just some items that are inappropriate that I would prefer not to see on my feed, and to each its own. And I do take steps into my own self to rid myself of those feeds. If you're having a baby, congratulations. I love those. Those were cute. If you're fighting breast cancer or you're in remission, that's always something good to know about. Like you said, that's probably maybe could be the only way you can communicate with family, or maybe you want to share with friends. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see my car broke down on 5th and 27th Street. Who's out there who can lend me $20? Because if you can type that, then you can call that person or some people to come, get you off of 5th and 27th. I don't know if that's harsh or not, but I just, sometimes I just don't want to see it, and it could be because I'm in like a crappy mood. But I know that I'm not the only one. There's some things that are posted now on Facebook to where it's just gotten so inappropriate to where you're just like, really, did I just see that on Facebook?
Exactly.
Oh, and I saw this one video. I mean, I know that the person who was posting it probably just wanted, everyone to be aware that this happens in the world, but I really don't want to see a baby getting the crap beat out of it. That when I saw that, and like now when you go on Facebook, like especially if you're on your phone, have you noticed that even though you don't click on the video, like if your feed is like right there, the video will play with no sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still playing. It's not like I pressed play and was like, oh, let me watch this baby get beat up. It was just more like I scrolled, set my phone down, and then I look over and I'm like, holy crap, is that really happening? And then I was like literally like teary-eyed, and then I just was like, delete, don't want to see that in my feed. I know it happens, and I feel bad for those children. I really do. Like, it breaks my heart on the inside, but I don't want to see it on my Twitter feed, or my Facebook feed, I should say.
No. It's just some things when it comes to like custody issues and things like that, I don't want to see that. To me, that, and I get people need to express themselves that way, but on my end, this is just my opinion, but I just think, you know what, aren't you endangering yourself? If you're going to like a trial for that, aren't you endangering posting that business on Facebook? If it's a bad divorce or something?
Yeah, I think some people just overshare, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Like I said, there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are some people who do it because they feel like there's no one else to talk to, so they have their friends on Facebook. And I'm not saying that Facebook friends aren't, true friends, because that's incorrect, obviously. You make a lot of lifelong friends on Facebook. I don't know. There's just some items I don't want to see. But let's move on to the next topic, because we could go on and on.
Yeah, that's a double. That's just a little thing. But the next poll question is going to be, and we've talked about this, and this is a fun poll question. DC versus Marvel. Now there is this. Now here at the Writing Divas, we're not only going to cover books and authors, but every so often we're going to have directors on. We're going to be actually having Chris Bell on in a few weeks, and actor Jordan Colson. And so this poses a question, because Jordan, I think, was a stand-in, if I understand, in the latest Captain America movie. So my question is, DC versus Marvel. What's your favorite character in both, and why? Okay, I'm going to post that on our Facebook page for next time. So I want to hear everyone's thoughts on that, because also the rumor is that the next Superman versus Batman, and also I think it's the next Captain America, they're going to be releasing them on the same day. Why would you do that? Yeah. I don't know if that's changed or not, but they're apparently releasing them both on the same day. So we'll have to see if that all pans out. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next topic, which is we have Sylvain Reynard, New York Times bestselling author, and USA Today bestselling Times. I always do this. I always get this all tongue-tied. But Sylvain Reynard was great enough to answer some questions for our readers. And I want to first of all thank everyone who submitted questions. Man, did we get a lot of them. So we're going to go right to them. And we're going to start with, let's see here. It's going to pull up. We're going to start with Alejandra, who asks, what are the qualities you admire about Julianne and Gabriel?
Okay. And let's see. SR responds with, well, first SR says hello to everyone, and he thanks us for organizing this, and that it's a pleasure to be with everyone. And SR also says thank you to everyone who submitted a question. So to answer Alejandra's question, Gabriel is protective of those he loves, especially Julia. I think that's an admirable quality. Julianne is compassionate, and her compassion extends beyond those she knows to those she doesn't know, including homeless people, children in need, etc.
Nice, nice. And next question goes to, hopefully, and I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but I do believe is it Cecily Link or Cecily Link? And she asks SR, what inspires you to when you write? Is Gabriel real?
Oh, that's actually interesting.
It is.
The answer to this question, SR says, my inspiration comes from a variety of places, including art, literature, film, and music. Gabriel is real. He has his own Twitter account.
Nice. And our next question goes to Heidi, and she says, hi, what do you think about your Latin America fans? And can we have some more of Sylvain too? And then CPS, thanks for the music suggestions. I love Matthew Barber. Sorry, I'll do that.
Oh, Matthew Barber is pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
SR's response was, thank you, Heidi. I'm very grateful for my Spanish-speaking readers from around the world. The community has been very supportive and also very vocal. I enjoy hearing from readers through social media. And if you don't know Sylvain's social media Twitter, I will go ahead and stick that link up on our tag board. Give me 1 second. Oh, you can go ahead and read the next question.
Okay, cool. Okay. Ellie Link, while Tigress is doing that, Ellie Link asks SR, do you feel anxious and excited when you begin to write? What or whom in your life inspires your compassion and humility for the less fortunate in our troubled world? What an excellent question!
Oh, that is an excellent question. To answer that question, SR says the following. Yes, I think I experience a little of both when I'm writing, and also when I'm waiting to hear reactions from my readers. My inspiration is this area is twofold. First, I've realized that I can rely on others to solve the world's problems. I need to work, or I'm sorry, it's I can't, not I can. Apparently I'm reading them way too fast. I need to work on the solutions myself. Second, I have been the recipient of compassion and generosity when I needed it. I want to pass those things on to others. That's really important, actually.
It is. That's a really...
You want them to do to you.
Exactly. That's an excellent answer for her as well. Enrica asked, oh gosh, I don't know if I can... I don't know if I can ask this because it is not in English.
It's actually, I don't know if
it's like it's in Spanish or Italian.
Or it could be even Portuguese. Let me go and first let me take off. Whose question did we do? Ellie Links?
We did Ellie Links, and then Erika was next. But I can go to the next one.
You should tackle that. Let's go ahead and try to tackle that, because there is an English answer to that question.
There is. I can put it through Google Translate, and hopefully it translates well. Hang on.
She's going to Google Translate.
Google Translate, Enrica. Hey, Enrica.
Para, Mr. Sylvain. Probablemente sí.
Google Translate.
Cynthia, Gabriel, Infernal Consort. Oh. I think it was Italian because he.
That's what I'm thinking too. It looks like it's Italian to me.
Yeah.
Let me.
It says buongiorno, Erica or Enrica. Grazie mille.
Did I put it? Okay, I put Italian. So let me see. Translate. Here we go. Good evening, Mr. Sylvain. You probably noticed already at the time of Gabriel's what the hell I'm crazy and adore the esteem of his elegant way to write and excite. I have so many questions for you, but most of all, there are two that interest me. I ask you, I hope you have the answer. How much of her is, if there is, in the character of Gabriel? I think I kind of understand what they said. How much of there is there in the character of Gabriel? How much of there is the SR? Probably. And
Right.
I really resign myself into losing spouses Emerson. Or I hope, I can hope for a spinoff of that talk now, adult daughter in their history. Jeez, I hope, yeah, I'm not sure what they meant by that.
Well, we will post these questions up on the blog along with the answers.
Yeah, so if she's there, that's, I know SR did reply. He replied in English, actually. She said, I'm waiting for a reply, if anything, to me. Thank you so much. Love Italy. We love the same way. I, in particular, supreme veneration with love, Enrica Palmideri. Aww.
Oh, that's a cute. Oh, I like that. Okay, so SR's response. Buongiorno, Enrique. Grazie mille. I'm going to answer in English if you don't mind, but I won't refer to any spoilers from the novels. Yes, it's possible I will write more about the professor in the future. He plays a cameo role, but a very important one in The Raven.
Yes.
I can tell you also that Catherine Picton has a cameo role as well. I'm already working on the sequel to The Raven, but it's possible I will write more about the professor later on. Then SR goes on to give a summary for The Raven, which is SR's next book. If you go into Shell, if you can pull up the link to that, I believe it's up for pre-order, and then under the Showcase tab on the left-hand side, push that link up, and I'll go ahead and read the summary. So here's the summary for The Raven. From the New York Times bestselling author of the Gabriel series comes a dark, sensual tale of romance in a city shrouded in mystery. Ravenwood spends her days at Florence's Uffizi Gallery restoring fine works of Renaissance art, but an innocent walk home after an evening with friends changes her life forever. When she intervenes in the senseless beating of a homeless man, his attackers turn on her, dragging her into an alley. Raven is only semi-conscious when their assault is interrupted by a cacophony of growls followed by her attacker's screams. Mercifully, she blacks out, but not before catching a glimpse of a shadowy figure who whispers to her, Casita vulneratus. I speak horrible Latin, by the way. When Raven awakes, she is inexplicably changed. She returns to the Uffizi, but no one recognizes her, and more disturbingly, she discovers that she's been absent an entire week. With no recollection of the events leading up to her disappearance, Raven also learns that her absence coincides with one of the largest robberies in Uffizi history, the theft of a set of priceless Botticelli illustrations. When the baffled police force identifies her as its prime suspect, Raven is desperate to clear her name. She seeks out one of Florence's wealthiest and elusive men in an attempt to uncover the truth about her disappearance. Their encounter leads Raven to a dark underworld whose inhabitants kill to keep their secret. And then, of course, for more on The Raven, you can see this at the website, sylvainreynard.com/06/the-raven-cover-reveal-summary-pre.html. And I want to say that are you just pulling up the buy link on Amazon for this?
Yeah, I just did, and I posted it in Showcase. Hopefully it popped up because it showed that it.
I see it. So yeah, any viewers can see that.
So you guys can all see that. That is SR's latest book, so that should be out soon.
Yeah. All right, so we've answered that question.
And
let's go ahead to the next one.
Which is from Aru, and he asks, or he or she asks, why did you choose the music you did for the book? Oh, that is another good question.
It's a very good question. Reply is usually when I choose music, it's because the melody and lyrics complement a particular scene. Sometimes clues to what's going on in the novel under the surface can be discovered through the songs. Very good answer.
That is an excellent answer because I do the same when I write. So that's an excellent answer. Anna Delia asks, Paulina was such a great character as well as Krista. Is there any chance of seeing them again in another cameo or probably a novella?
Thank you, Anna Delia. This is possible.
Nice. Okay. And our next question goes to Patricia, and she asks, how did you come up with the names for the professor and Julia?
Gabriel's name was chose to juxtapose the name of an angel from the Bible with his own fallen human character. Julianne's name was chosen because of how it sounded. I think it's a beautiful name.
And the next question goes to Cass. If you were granted one wish, what would you wish for, other than world peace?
If we could have world peace, there wouldn't be anything else to wish for.
Amen, SR. Amen. And we have another question. These are actually all excellent questions. Thanks, everyone, for this great response so far. Lisa Link asks, would you say Gabriel is a reflection of yourself? Does he represent your same qualities in your personality?
SR's response is, well, I can be a bit particular about things, but I've tried hard to control my temper. I'm on the road to redemption, just like the professor, and only God knows how far along I am. Aren't we all being redeemed in one way or another?
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. Elena asks, Book 1 is my addiction. I love the lecture where Julia brings out all his dark secrets because she finally snapped after 6 long years. The scene in his office where he finally kisses her is the greatest work I've ever read. What drove Gabriel to study Dante? What formed the basis for Gabriel's personality? Good question, Elena.
That was a very intense scene, too. Thank you, Elena. I think Gabriel explains that his interest in Dante began in a first-year English literature class at university. He went to Princeton. His personality was formed through a number of different events, the strange relationship between his parents, his mother's death, and his subsequent adoption. But you could say his first meeting with Julianne formed his personality as well.
Very nice. And our next question goes to Lady Fallow, and she asks if there was one thing you could do over with regards to publishing of the Gabriel series, what would it be and why?
SR's response, I would have liked to have included an app that featured the artwork, music, and literature mentioned in the novels. Readers would have been able to consult the app at key points. I think it would have enhanced the reading experience.
Oh, that would have been great. Can you imagine?
I think interactive books, yeah, totally. Don't they do those for, like, what do I want to call them? I can't even speak today. This is what happens when you move on the fly. Involved. I think that there's books out there like the babies getting ready to read books, like the these books. Those are interactive. I think that would be kind of cool to have an interactive romance novel. Somebody get on that. Anyone out there who can listen and hears this, let's get on an interactive romance novel.
I know. We need to do that. Especially, you know what I like? Maybe because I'm on a sports theme thing, type of sports theme romance thing. But wouldn't it be cool if you had like if you were doing like a football theme or a boxing themed romance, and you had this, this awesome like rock beat going on, and there were all these things happening, and
like theme music and cheering.
Yeah, like Rocky in a book.
That would be cool. I
would read that too.
I think there's some audiobooks that have sound, like, I don't know if it's like at the beginning or end of the book or like before each chapter. It's been a while since I've done an audiobook where there's like some music associated with it. He
Or maybe
takes
instead
like
of boxes
background
that
noise, like the hero and the heroine are fighting. You can hear like the clashing of, like if it's a sword fight or something. But that would be totally awesome to have an interactive book. I agree. That was
it would.
answer.
Amen. And that looks like it was the end of the questions that
Yes.
we had for SR, that everyone had for SR, and we want to thank him for answering them. We want to thank everyone for posting and asking those questions. Those were excellent questions.
Those
I
totally.
learned
We really appreciate it.
some excellent questions. And okay, what else is going on? How have we answered those?
I don't know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Knocked Out since we've already got the link up?
Since we have the link up, and I'll explain what Knocked Out is. And Knocked Out is my very first sports-themed romance, and it's an MMA story, and it is about this main character by the name of Haley, and she's fresh out of grad school, and she gets kind of just picked to from Contact Sports to be this host of this reality series and finding the next great hope in MMA. And the winner of that wins $1 million contract with Contact Sports. And it's pretty much, it follows her. There's also a former heavyweight champion by the name of Tucker Gray, as well as her good childhood friend Billy Valley, and they travel all over in search of this, who could be the next great hope, and finding 6 fantastic contenders, and it's pretty much their journey on that. And there's one in particular, and we follow him, and his name is Evan Bates. And Evan has, I really admire Evan for a lot of reasons. Evan is pretty much a single father. He was a former national ranked MMA fighter, but for whatever reason, he all of a sudden, just before he was a favorite to win this contest, he drops out and leaves the sport and disappears pretty much off the map for 5 years. And what we find out is that he left because of his daughter. And nothing, I guess, I'm not a parent, and I hope everyone relates to this, but there's just something about father and a daughter, and just that bond, and that was just something that I really wanted to tap into. And there is nothing that Evan will not do for his little girl, Everly. And
I love that name, by the way.
thank you. And Everly is a huge part of this story. And she's a 5-year-old little wonderkind. And pretty much it's him just making decisions that he thinks that he made the right decision, but did he really make the right decision? Sometimes, and what I've learned throughout this, and I guess for me, every time that I write a book, I don't know if this happens with any other authors, I tend to learn something about myself when I write. But it kind of, when I was going through the writing process with Evan, it kind of makes you wonder, the decisions you make, good or bad, always affect you long term, good or bad. And this is the case with Evan. And he's trying to kind of do what's right. Sometimes doing the right thing may necessarily not be the right thing in what you may, what I guess what I'm trying to say is, what the right thing for him in his eyes may not actually be the right thing that everyone else is saying. So he kind of has to look inward and make decisions that change all that. And it brings him back to the sport. It brings him into this, back into this world. It brings him on Haley's radar. And it also brings out the reason for why he left, which was his drug addicted ex-wife Tamara. So there's a lot going on there. So it's a lot of fun to write. The story, I'm really proud of it. Pretty much at the heart of the story, to me, it's about a daughter and her dad, pretty
Oh.
much. You know, it's a romance, yes, but at its core, it's about a father and daughter. And I didn't have. I guess I wrote that because I lost my dad a few years ago, and I didn't know him that well, but to me, it's just nothing like the bond between a dad and a daughter. When I did happen to finally meet my father for a brief period of time, really great guy, and for reasons, most I don't know, why he wasn't in my life or different things happen, and it is what it is. But I just really always liked that aspect of it, and I really hope that that comes out. That parents will do anything for a child if they have to. There's nothing like a bond between that. So I wanted to really convey that
Aww.
story. Yeah. So that's pretty much what Knocked Out is. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be available August 26th. And it's available on pretty much every platform that you can get it on. I think I'm gonna have a print version of it as well. Um, I'm thinking of doing another contact sports. And Tigress will tell. Now, one of the things that you guys will learn about me is that I will come up with ideas out of nowhere, and Tigress, I will just tell her, and she'll be like, "What? Really?" Or she'll say that's good or bad or bad or good. And we bounce ideas off of each other all the time.
That we do.
And I'm thinking of doing, and I kind of haven't really fleshed it out, but I was telling her a couple of ideas for the next story that I'll probably do, and I think I don't know if I think it'll be another contact sports. I know it will be a sports theme because I'm really digging doing the sports theme stuff. I think it's going to be about a football player, and he's one of these kind of player type of guy, and pretty much the girl. I mean, she's not anything that he's ever been with. I mean, he's used to these kind of, you know, you say jump, how high, those type of girls.
Right.
JC is not like that. She's pretty headstrong, she's smart, and she does what she needs to do. And I think this kind of takes Gage, who's the main character in the story, off of his game a bit. So I wanted to really, the story again is not really fleshed out, but I have what I want kind of done with that to an extent. And I think that'll be the next Contact Sports story. With that, I don't even have a name for it. And maybe I'll have a contest about that. Maybe I'll do that. I think that'll be fun to do. You guys can name my next contact story, book story, and then after that, I have to write the script to Knocked Out. So I'm gonna probably take a little writing break after today because I'm just like fried. And if you can tell, I have no makeup on. I look like dirt.
You're fine.
I just been up early. It's one of these things when I get on a writing tension, I will, for weeks, I'll stay up until like 12, 1 o'clock. And I'll wake up and then I'm up.
Oh, that's right. You've been up since the butt crack of dawn today.
I've been up. I don't think I talked to you last night, did I?
No, you ironed me this morning.
Yeah, okay. I see. I don't even know what day it is. I thought today was Thursday.
No, it's Wednesday. Don't tell
I
me
know.
it's Thursday. You gotta have to go to work tomorrow.
I'm so like messed up with my time because I've been all right until my poor editor, and I'll give her a shout out. Her name is Alicia, and she does our. By the way, she's our editor for Romantic Tales too. Alicia um, first gave me these edits a few weeks ago, and I really wanted to really rewrite this whole thing, and I had it rewritten because I was telling Tiger, this thing is done, this thing is done. The more I'm looking at it, I'm like, things, yeah, if I did this and this, well, will it really fit with this? And I was kind of questioning that, and so literally I worked on the day, once I got the idea down on how to do it and work it all out, literally for the last week and a half, worked until and every spare moment I had from like 8 to like midnight and sometimes 1 o'clock on it. And I'd wake up, go to work, and still kind of work on it again. Last night I pretty much finished the bulk of it at 1:30. Woke up at 5:30 and finished all of it. So
That's called dedication.
dedication, and that's just um I tend to write late lately, and I haven't done that in a long time. I tend to write late at night. That's when I kind of get my mode
I
on.
wear my sunglasses
That night, so. But yeah, that's what there we go. Um, so that's what I've been doing, and what have you been doing? You have stuff going on. You have books on
Who, me?
pre-order.
Mom?
Yes. You have Redeemed in Shadows.
Yes, I do have Redeemed in Shadows, which I finally finished the first draft. I'm in revision stage so that I can get this off to my editor on time, not late, because if I'm late, she's late, and then bad. It would be bad for both of us. And plus, I don't want her to feel rushed. She's going to spend 2 months with this story and basically break it down, tear it apart, tell me what's crap and what's not crap. And in the meantime, while she's doing that, I'll be working on Arctic Bound, which comes out in December. But right now, when I should be taking care of all of this, because this is only half of it printed out. The other half is over here because I've already gone through it. I'm packing. I'm gonna be packing and I move on Friday, so I've been trying to sneak in revisions here and there, saying, okay, if I can at least get a chapter done tonight, I feel like I've accomplished something. And then, of course, over the weekend, since we move in Friday, I will be busting tail to get this done because I literally only have maybe 7, 8 more days with this book before I can, put my stamp of approval on it and send it off. And as my editor, who I love to death, Danielle Romero from Coffee Books and Characters. I don't know why I can never get her. I know her name. I guess that counts. As she always likes to say, the cleaner I make it, the better she can make it, and she won't have to, spend so much time being like, oh my God, Tigress, really passive voice. So I hear that all the time in my head. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I would love to say that I'm taking a writing break, but I won't be taking a writing break. Like I said, after Redeemed, once I hand this off to her, I'll probably take like a couple of days off.
Yeah.
And then I'll be hitting up Arctic Bound, straight up hardcore. I've got AC Arthur's season of Shifters event in Orlando at the end of August, beginning of September. So I'll be gone for a week there, and then I come back home, and it's off to the races. I mean, I probably will take the entire month of December off, and I feel like, I deserve that. I deserve that. And then you'll see what I have on the docket for next year. I don't want to talk about what I have going on for next year, but obviously the next book in the Shadow Unit series will be coming out. I've already decided on whose book is going to be after Dietrich's books. That's whose books comes out next year, title to be announced at a later date, as well as cover. But then I have some pretty exciting things that I have coming up for next year that I'm really excited about.
I do too.
So, yeah, it'll be a full load. Again, I will be at AC Authors in Orlando, so if anybody is going, come and check me out. I'll be there. Hopefully, I'm not even going to say hopefully, I will be there. I didn't get a chance to be at Lori Foster's. I was really bummed out about that. But I was there in spirit all the way, rooting for my girls.
Yes, we had a great time by the way.
Yes. I will be, the only other thing that I need to do is I have a stack of prizes that I need to send out, and I'm going to do that this weekend. I won't have a choice because my husband has already told me it's not coming to the new place, Tigress. Send it to your people. So I'll be heading to the post office here over the next couple of days. Oh, and I sold over 150 odd books to Half Price Books today for $25.
Wow.
But that's not even a quarter of my books. My entire office, if I was to just give you a quick tour, my closet in my office is stacked from floor to ceiling.
Really?
With books, yeah. So I have to pack up some more books. I told Half Price Books I will be their friend for the next couple of days. And even if I only come out of there, I don't even care if they give me $5. I really don't want to part with my books. I'm keeping all my reference books, but you know, that's what happens. You gotta compromise. I'm downsizing. My office will become a closet after this weekend. So the next time we do this podcast, you're gonna be like, Tigress, is that a hanger rack behind you? I'll be like, oh, yes, that's my walk-in closet / office. So you know, we're making changes, but they're good changes. And we're excited about the move. We really are, because my apartment is updated, and I've got not one, but 2 shower heads. Holla!
Well, now.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I feel fancy. I feel super fancy.
Well, you guys should make a video tour or something.
Huh?
You should do a video tour or something.
I could probably do that, but then LL is a very private individual. Which is why, you know, I can only like allude to where we're moving to, but we're very excited about the move. It's a good move. It's officially going to be a me and his house. We're not gonna have to share it with any Munchkin people.
Well,
so I'm looking forward to that. You know, like I don't know. I don't want to do.
Investor.
Yeah, it's we're gonna we're making changes so that we can make the. I'm going to say it like this, womb-like environment healthy.
I know this is going and I'm not saying a word. You notice I didn't say anything.
Yes, I noticed you didn't say anything, but I did drop a key hint there, the womb-like environment.
It took me like a couple of seconds to figure out what you were talking about.
I got to make the womb-like environment healthy. So it'll be very fun. It's a new adventure for me and LL. It's never just been us. It's always been us and 3 other people who are our children. Now it gets to be just us for a little bit longer. And then, you know, pitter patter, people, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great adventure. I'm looking forward to this adventure. It's new. It's definitely different. And you know, as long as if you guys ever see me post a big D, that's me trying not to like give you too much information about my personal life, but that D is gonna mean like, you know, the D word. And then that's because either I tried to kill LL or he tried to kill me, and we just couldn't make it without our children. Like, we looked each other in the face and we're like, okay, this relationship was based on the children. It's time for you to go. I'm joking, by the way. I don't think that'll happen. Yeah, we're locked up tight in the relationship world. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. We're gonna go ahead and cut this evening. Well, we're not gonna cut it short. I think we even went over a little bit.
We went over a little bit.
Yeah. But we want to thank everybody for stopping by, and we want to thank SR for answering the questions. Again, this will be posted on YouTube. All the questions will be put on the blog. On blog, I think we call it Talk Radio? Podmania.
Podmania.
Yes, Podmania. So if you weren't able to see it live, or if we talked too fast when we did the Q&A, you will be able to see the answers and questions to the Q&A. So look for that this weekend. We're both super busy, so you won't see it up tomorrow. We're not like these super bloggers out here who are like, we'll have your stuff up for you tomorrow.
It's gonna be days, and I'm probably after this just going to bed.
Yeah. So good night, everyone. Adieu.
Good night.
Au revoir. Adios. Arrivederci. And we'll see you guys next. When's our next one? August 6th, right?
August 6th, and I do believe that is Vernon DePaul.
Yes, Vernon DePaul on August 6th, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys later. Ciao.
Have a great night. Thanks again.